The cable's all starting to find their places one at a time. I'm busily just knocking myself up another little aluminium bracket to mount my USB sockets. So the plan is that'll screw on there somewhere, and then these will just be accessible on the inside there. Tonight we're going to do a little job that I've been a little bit nervous about doing, because it means drilling a hole in my new paintwork and through the side of the monocoque. But what it is just to get this cable through, which is going to go up to the trim buttons on the top of my new stick. Hopefully that'll turn up shortly. But the first thing is to get the cable routed. Now the idea came from Finn's Shadow. So he sent me this picture, and that's how he's got his routed. So we've got to try and pick the same spot, which is about here somewhere. We drill it on a bit of an angle so the cable flows quite nicely, and then hopefully it'll loop out in the same way, and I'll take it up through the bottom of the stick just there. So there's my hole. Let's see how it comes through in the monocoque. And that seems to be clearing everything, so that's good. I'll just get rid of the excess cable there. And things are all routing nicely. So I should be able to pull this off. Hoping it doesn't pull any paint off, because that'd be upsetting. And there we go. So the idea now is I will drill a hole in the bottom of the stick, and that will do its job, taking the power up to my trim buttons at the top. Okay, so I bolted my new bracket on the other night. Just going to get the last few wires run round. These ones here, these are my live feeds, which will feed my USB socket via the fuse that is yet to go in there, and then I've got to bring another one down from this fuse to power the temperature gauge, and then the third and last live wire, which will come via this fuse, will then power my fuel gauge, which will go in there. The EGT goes in there, but as we've realised doesn't require any power, so I can get that in. So I'm hoping once I get these wired, all bar this fuse that I'm waiting to turn up from LAS with my new air filter, I should be able to get all of this wired in and finished now. So let's crack on. Right, I've fitted my USB sockets underneath the right hand side, and all my connections around this area and they're made off. So I'm going to start putting some of these gauges in and working my way around anti-clockwise. Start with the fuel gauge. Doing a little bit of work on the panel again today. I've completed the installation of all the wired instruments. Just put the compass in, and I'm about to start putting in the other clocks now that don't require any wiring. So a little bit disappointed by the way things are on top of one another just here on the left hand side, but yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. Just meant that I couldn't get all of these as tidy as I can. I will try and organise them a little bit better as things find their final positions. But that's all the earth's running. This is my live buzz bar, all wired up. What I've yet to do is the final wiring for the tilt and trim, and just got to get this pipe work fixed back out the way here. But the panels taking shape. Just got one more fuse that's coming in the post, so I haven't been able to do that. That's coming along from LAS with the air filter that I've ordered. But I should now be able to get all these clocks back in. So let's have a go at that. Weather today is all a bit bizarre. It's middle of October and it's 24 degrees outside. But apparently we're expecting a bit of a storm, and that's what's pushing all the warm weather in. Anyway, that's my weather report, and here's the panel report. So all the clocks are in, bar this fuse that needs to be done. I've got my buzz bar terminal cover to put on, and some other bits and pieces to put in behind here around the trim buttons. Got to tidy up the feed for the radio, that needs pinning back somewhere. But other than that, we're pretty close. So I think what I'm going to do is probably turn the plane around and start connecting up the rear end.
What? Like this? Right there, somewhere, yeah, that'll do. Can you get round it then? You're not going to be in the sun.
Well, it's just gone 5 o'clock on Friday morning. Couldn't sleep, so I thought I might as well get up and get cracking. The plane's around the other way, and the reason for that is so I can reach the back end and make a start on all these stray wires that are now connected at the front. Gonna find homes for them at the back. So let's make a start on that.
I've mounted the regulator rectifier on, put its earth on. Now what I'm trying to do is just get these all combed around into the various places. There's my earth and the main slipper tank sender wire. And I've got all these that are going to come round this side, just up the inside of the main tank. I'm going to try and sort of sweep them round. Just running a bit of heat shrink down all of them, so I can try and just sort of trap them all nicely and get that bit of a curve on the cable. All those cables, just so that they route out the way at the tank and they flow nicely up around there. So that's the plan for that. Over this side, these cables are my 4 EGT sender wires. Looks a bit of a jumble at the moment, but black and red are the main feeds from the battery to all of the instruments up in the cockpit, and then the other 4 cables are just EGT senders, and then there's just one other brown and white, which is my independent earth, which will feed my battery, just to try and cut down on any noise over the radio. So that's just a single feed solely for that purpose. Okay, it's shaping up. Got a bit of heat shrink under here and a bit of heat shrink on there, and we've got a piece of twist wrap guiding all the cables up and protecting them all so nothing can get rubbed through with vibration. So now we're going to clip this up the back of the hanger tube, and hopefully it'll all disappear from sight. Well, I've just looked at the clock and it's gone half 12. I realise I've been going 7 hours and I haven't terminated a single cable yet. That's crazy. However, most of these things, oh no, I have. I've put the earth on the battery on that side, but not on this end. However, things are nearly all in their place, including this side, and I've run the fuel vent pipes as well, so I can start terminating cables next. It's a long old job.